What's going on, everyone? And today we're doing the Warrior play-by-play. And this is going to be the last one for this little mini-series. We're doing a play-by-play. If you don't know, we're doing a play-by-play for every single class, for every single class in Smite. I'm gonna go Chalice here, and I'm gonna go one here. So if you don't know about this series, like I say, I go more in depth in terms of what the class does itself, what they need to do, and how to do it, and things to think about while doing this as a solo queue, as I know a lot of people struggle with that immensely. So that's what we're going to be doing here today. So with that out of the way, let's get into it. Guy does not win that fight. I'm gonna be careful though, because they do have a decent amount of burst and stuff like that. As always, one thing I'm paying attention to, hopefully I don't get plucked here, shouldn't, is how my teammates are playing, as always. I'm gonna go ahead and poke this guy out. And we do get that, which is very nice. I'm actually gonna take this. Vulcan does need to be careful. Able to get that kill. So we did trade there. We do have a bunch of minions here, so we can actually fight this, unless and I think we might be able to get this kill too because of all the minions. Triple. Nice, got a triple kill. All right, I'll be right back. I am paying attention, like I always say, to what my teammates are doing. So right there, I could definitely see that my Vulcan and Ares are pretty aggro, and they seem to have a general understanding of how that game plays. I have to pay attention to that more as the game goes on. As, like I say always, you're in control of what you're able to do, but not what your teammates. So playing how they, or knowing how they play and playing based off of that is going to be very crucial to winning the game. Just doing some poke here because I can. Actually, he helped me because I was going to leave anyways. But yeah, they seem pretty solid right now. We do get 5 before them, which means that we do have pressure compared to them. I am paying attention that they're backing, so I need to be careful here. Need to back up. A lot of people don't do that. But into the warrior class, very similar to Guardians. Your warrior your job is to apply pressure while also trying to set up and potentially peel for your teammates. But basically, as a warrior, you're relying on your damage to be tanky, damagey god sort of thing. So that's what my priorities are as a warrior. In my opinion, I think warriors are better off in a double tank team comp outside of gods like the god I'm playing right now, Shiva and Horus, who basically play like damagey guardians because of the amount of CC that they have, while also having damage, which is why I think they're Horus and god like Shiva are one of the best warriors in the game. I'm going to use my thing right here so we can do some damage. He just dashed in here. I'm going to pay attention to Sobek because I don't want to get too close to where I get plucked into the tower. But I do want to play up a little bit because we do have pressure here. As you can see, my job also is going to be to do damage to that backline. I'm just going to ult here because this Amma should be dead. Oop, unfortunate. I'm not going to walk into that because there's no point. I'm going to shell here. Ooh. I'm going to pay attention to this. I am out of mana, but I should have a little bit of mana because I did go tier 1 earring. I do need to be careful though because I don't really have that much defense, so we are all very squishy compared to what we will be later in the game, which I'm assuming that Amma is going to be as well. I'm going to be able to get my gauntlet here. But as I was saying, I think warriors are are in a very interesting spot. They were pretty lackluster a little bit ago, but with the recent buffs, they are a lot better. I still think they're one of the worst class in the game, and if you've been here long enough, you know that warriors have been really good before like 10.5 when they made all these changes to Joust in terms of nerfing the double tank team comp, making hunters one of the worst back into one of the best. But even still, they're still in a pretty mid area in terms of what they can do compared to other classes like assassins, hunters, guardians, and mages. I think they are the weakest class, which is actually why I'm doing this last and why I've had to. This is the third time I've had to do this because you can't. It's a lot harder to carry as the solo queue warrior. Which goes into my next main point. As a solo queue warrior at the current timing of this video, going damage as a solo queue tank is probably going to be more preferable. Things like going straight into Jotuns, for example, to try and just have more pressure as a warrior because they do rely on their base damage. It might be something that you can snowball with, for example, or just going more damage oriented in the build, going, you know, instead of going full tank, going and buying a couple damage items so that you can solo their backline a lot easier than you would if you had a team that was with you. So that's another thing you're going to want to do. But yeah, like I said, I think this team comp that we have is pretty solid, as I do think warriors are very good in the double tank team comp. So this again, I'm gonna actually go out to the Discord. I didn't realize how far she was up. Very good peel. I don't think it does too much of anything. Not what I meant to do. Oh, good silence. You're still dead, but that was a very good peel from them. And actually, I'm gonna go around here because we're tanks and we can do whatever the hell we want. Oh, and I missed. Good juke. I'm gonna bring her in here. She does get out. Doing a little bit of damage. Ooh, nice chain. This guy should be dead. Nice. But like I said, this is a good tell of my teammates and also a good example of why double tank team comp is preferable for the warrior. They are doing that too, but unfortunately I don't think Ama is all that great, and Sobek is a shell of his former self, so that's also another thing I think is not really that great for them currently. I'm gonna tell him to back up a little bit. He's playing pretty decently, especially for the MMR that we're at. I'm just gonna start attacking this because I am just gonna see them come over here and do a little bit of damage, basically half hit. They did get red, unfortunately, but I'm not too bothered by that because I was able to do a lot of damage to that disco. I don't know how that actually didn't knock him up, which is surprising. He's basically soloing our Vulcan, but I think we should be fine. I'm gonna heal him a little bit just to make sure he's alive. Also, Shiva ult isn't all that great anyways. Able to get that kill. Like I said, Shiva does a lot of damage, has a lot of CC, and able to solo, especially when I have a tank with me that I can rely on to not take all the damage. I'm gonna bring them back in here. Runeforge is gonna go really hard this game. We can attack this. We're gonna go in. This also allows us to go a couple of us to tank too, instead of just one tank tanking. Disco is up, so we should just retreat here and then get buffs and shit, stuff like that. Make sure your buffs are always up, stuff like that, as you want to be able to snowball if you are up as far as we are. Be a lot of XP here. I'm gonna grab this just because no one else is gonna. I'm gonna back here. I'm gonna get my Runeforge here, or I'm gonna get my Genjis first, then go into Runeforge. Also, I meant to say earlier, my thought process behind builds for warriors is similar to guardians, going tanky while also a little bit different because I am going to go a little bit damagey as a warrior, especially solo queuing, as I said earlier. I'm looking for Runeforge because I can't seem to find it. But yeah, for example, their team, they have 2 magical gods, so I am going to try and prioritize going damage. Did I buy the right item? Okay, I did. I looked weird for me for a second. I don't know why. But, you know, prioritizing going damage or tanky items that is going to... You're going to be taking most from the enemy team. For example, they have a Sobek and a Disco, so that's 2 magical sources, whereas they have an Ama, who is going semi-tank, which is not going to be doing that much damage. So I do want to prioritize going gods like... Or going items that will help me mitigate the most damage that I'm getting from, which is why I'm going Genjis, for example. I'm going to wait for her to dash. I'm going to grab her, do a little bit of damage. I should be good. Oh, I didn't ult. I assumed that I ulted, but I didn't. I think this... Oh, I meant to shell earlier. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's actually unfortunate. Able to get that kill, though. Which actually allows me to live, I think. Very good on... There was just a couple of misplays. I thought I ulted, which I didn't, so I was just looking at her, just taking extra tower shot while not also doing damage. I'm going to go ahead and get my Rune Forge here. Vulcan's playing out of his mind. He's being very safe. But yeah, this is the 3rd time I've done this video, believe it or not, which is showing of how easily you can carry with warriors. It's a lot hard. I mean, like every single game I'm just dominating, but my enemy or my team just keeps dying. So this is actually good for my team. They're both playing a little weirdly, or building a little weird, except the Ares build is fine. But Rune Forge on your warriors that have a lot of CC like Horus and Shiva is going to be super good. Rune Forge has actually been in the meta recently on a lot of warriors, so going that is going to be very good. Unfortunately, I have all the kills, and I say unfortunately because I want my team to be able to snowball and do more damage. Alright, so they're all here. I was going to wait to do a wave, but they were here. That's another thing you should always be doing if you guys aren't already, is to, even if you're solo queuing, you want to play selfishly as you can. I thought she was going to pull up, but she didn't. Play as selfishly as you can while also not trying to just fucking troll your team as a warrior. She's doing purple. I should have went over there, but I was looking at the Vulcan to see what he was doing. This Disco isn't paying attention. Oh, she's still doing that, isn't she? Basically half hit her. Should be dead. Maybe, maybe not. Actually, I'm dead. Unfortunate. That was a good shell, otherwise that Disco would have died. So that was a little bit of a misplay from me, not realizing that, and they actually died for that. Unfortunate. That was a misplay by me, I will say. I will also say, though, the Vulcan ult into Sobek isn't all that good. They have CC immune ults, which they're going to use every single time, so... Not the greatest there. I'm going to go Blink here. And then I'm going to go into... Do I want a Manticore Spikes, or do I want Stone of Binding? I'm going to go Heartseeker last, just want to be able to do more damage. I am going to go Manticore Spike just to have that extra sustain. I don't think I need to worry too much about the Ama. Heartseeker's going to be really good because of how much HP they're building, even on... this is actually super greedy by them. They should not be doing this. Try to block, body block, so he doesn't dash. And actually... can do that. A little bit of damage. Nothing too much here. The Vulcan did have the back, unfortunately. And unfortunately, me dying actually makes it to where they have a lot more chance to come back, and they actually did come back. Where they basically they have more than us in terms of gold and shit. I'm gonna get this. Vulcan might be a little bit fucked, so I'm gonna try and stay here for him. No, I didn't get the shell off on him. I don't think I can do too much here. Nothing too much. I'm just gonna try and clear wave. So if I just push me into her, which actually makes it to where he solos her. Nice, I'll take it. Sobek is actively trolling their team. I'll take it. Tried to shell him. I could have killed the disco earlier, but I wanted to try and save the Vulcan, seeing as the Ares wasn't there. But that is what it is. So as I can see, they're playing pretty decently so far. I said that already, but like I'm gonna keep saying it just so I can see if there's any flaws. I think the only thing is that we're gonna have to try and get Bull Demon here. We're gonna have to try and get Bull Demon here because this is a very, very passive game, or not passive game. I'm sorry, a very controlled game in terms of not getting kills to where we can push any of the towers. You can see is full health. Wait for her to dash again. Just timing that dash so I can basically half hit her every single time. So I do have blink here, so I can go in if we ever need to. So if that Amma does back, I'm going to tell it to attack. So the guy is dead. Do have shell. The Vulcan's not with us, unfortunately. I'm gonna try to get out of that so I don't take the damage. Unfortunately, I think I die, though. I think it's a good trade, but it would have been nice to have the Vulcan with us. In fact, I think the Vulcan dies. Trying to peel for him, but unfortunately he just dies. I'm gonna be right back. Do have shell to save the Ares if I need to. I don't think I need to though. But this is one thing about double tank is this issue here, is that we're not able to do too much on sieging and stuff like that. So I'm definitely getting Heartseeker here. That's going to be very crucial in my opinion. But as you can see, that blink into the disco was definitely, oh my, yeah, they're going to get this unfortunately. Yeah, they do get this because our Vulcan does die and the disco was back. So this Amma is super fed. One thing I will say is that his ults are, oh, as I say that, his ult actually hit him. Do want to prioritize hitting this Amma though, because she is doing everything here. With the disco not being leveled up and everything like that, I think we should probably prioritize doing that. I'm gonna go ahead and jump out of here, but I should be fine. I think I die here because I'm still tanking. Yeah. Let's try to use my one, but I could not. Let's see. Is the Vulcan buying percent pen? He is not. Alright, I did tell the Vulcan that he does need to get Obshard. He does have 10%. Or, you know, actually, I don't think he has. Or does he? I think Warlock Staff gives you 10%. But that's still not enough against a double tank team comp as theirs. At this point, I'm going to be paying attention to Bull Demon because they did back and they could make a sneaky play here, but they are not. Yeah, we're going to have to try and prioritize killing the tanks here because although we can kill Discord Dia for whenever we kind of want, because she's playing weird, and I'm Shiv, I can basically half hit her with 2 of my abilities. We're going to need to try and kill the Amma or the Sobek. Amma being the easier target, even though killing Amma is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. And if I do damage the disco in the back by chance of doing that damage to them anyways, I'm fine with that. Doing a decency, this is what I'm talking about. We need to kill the Amma here. Make it to where I don't take too much damage while also being here though. gonna poke them out. Playing a lot better now that we are trying to kill the Ama, because that's exactly what we're gonna need to do here. Ooh. I was gonna blink in there if he actually did some damage, more damage there, I think. If he does pluck me, I think that's good for me, though. I don't have my ult, so this is really risky. Alright, I'm gonna go back up here. Don't hit me with that, try not to. I'm gonna try to peel for them. I don't want him to get plucked. Because I'll get plucked instead and die. One thing about Ama is she's very fucking sustainy, so we do want to back up here. I'm actually going to sell my Genjis and get Pestilence, I think. They have a lot of anti-heal, or they have a lot of healing. I didn't think the Ama would have that much, to be honest, so I didn't think Genjis was going to need to be, or a Pestilence was going to be all that necessary, but apparently it is. So I'm going to need to get Pestilence here. We're backing. Nothing much here going on because we are double tank, so that's going to inevitably happen. He still didn't buy Obshard. In fact, he's not going to. I think that's silly. You get overcap percent pen, and if you're going up against a double tank team comp, that's just a no-brainer in my opinion. He is getting a defense or percent pen, just not the one that I think he should be getting. Half hit the Ama, which is very nice. We're actually starting to do a lot of damage to him without having the Vulcan there, which is very good. I'm not too pressed about that. I don't really care. That Vulcan ult was a little weird, but we need to be careful about this Ama. And if the Sobek's gonna keep doing that to me, then I'm totally fine with taking that trade, I think. Ama's over here. I'm waiting to just try and see if I can't damage them. The Disco, at least. Disco's really out of position here. Was able to get red. I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna just do wave here. Try to heal them as little as I can. Oh, unfortunately was not able to get that. Did get their shell though, which I'm totally fine with. I do have my blink up, which means I can use my 1-2 against that Disco, which might be the play here. Somehow the Disco is still alive. I don't know where she went. She did back up somehow. I think we're fine here. I actually would have gotten that kill if I was able to use my 1 effectively. We do need to retreat though. As you can see, nothing is happening really. It's kind of hard when they have someone who just sustains that easily. Hopefully the Pestilence will come in more more clutch when, you know, I get more in depth or more in deep with them the later the game goes. So the anti-heal is going to be really good. I think also the fact that he doesn't have Obshard, which is really crazy to me. I don't think they're going to be doing it. But we do need to clear this. They're going to end up he's just going to Sentry Ward. There's nothing really, I mean, get on the wall. I do want to get my level 20 here. I think that's going to be really good as well. So I'll take a wave by myself. I don't think they have enough damage to do that. Let's see the Ama's build. Yeah, she has Heartseeker now, which is weird. But, you know. Not too... Baiting them out. Ama is getting destroyed. Which I'm absolutely fine with. No, I don't need a shell. Somehow that missed. Just doing damage here as best as I can. I'm gonna try to get the Ama here. Caught her. Oh, I didn't catch her dash. Unfortunate. We can go ahead and attack. Yeah. Try to make it to where... Should just be able to get this, so come on, get the tower, guys. Oh, unfortunate. Oh my god. Oh, I think I die here, too. Oh my god! Alright, yeah, so we did end up losing that, and I think that really just comes down to us we needing to wait to get to level 20. At least I needed to get to level 20. Then we win those fights handedly there, but also Vulcan needs to get Ob Shard. If you're not getting Ob Shard currently, you're trolling if you're going up against a double tank team comp. So please, for the love of God, do that. Alright, be right back. I'm gonna back here and hopefully get my Sundering before they can do anything. No, they let me back because that's really good. All right, now we should be able to be good here. We're gonna need to end up fighting here because of that, because of the situation that we're in. I think I'm dead. If I live here, it's actually gonna be really good. No, I died. And yeah, so unfortunately, the Vulcan did die. We do have Phoenix still, but this is what I'm talking about. Warriors are in a very weird position to where you can't really carry as easily. And if I was the mage, I'd absolutely, or the guardian, or even the fucking hunter assassin, I'd be able to carry so much easier. But warriors are in a very, very rough position because you have to worry about your other team here. Bull Demon's going to be down for a little bit, so there's nothing really much we can do until then. The best thing that we can do is just hopefully they make a mistake to where we can capitalize off of it. But otherwise, not too much of anything we can do. I am going to go buy a sentry here. You want to get your sentries here, but at this point, I do want to try and kill the disco. Because that's just basically what you're going to want to try to do as your warrior. Amaterasu is soloing. I'm assuming disco is over here. I don't really care too much. Oops, I messed up. I don't see her. There she is. She's actually self-healing herself really well. Retreat. And also because I'm missing all my abilities, which is unfortunate. We can fight this a little bit, though. Paying attention to my team as always, but... Just gonna have to try and get a cheeky kill on the disco and hopefully end off of that. We still don't have tier 1. We do need to be careful. Did really good damage to her. I do have Shell here, so I can help them if he needs to kill. We're gonna have to try and to attack here. Do want to get this tower. Uh-oh. Gonna be close. Yeah, I do die, unfortunately. Just trying to get this kill. That they're very low, so that's honestly a little bit my fault. I was getting body blocked by the minions, which is really fucking annoying. If I didn't get body block, I don't die there. Alright, so that was a little bit of a misplay. They end up getting Bull Demon. I do need to play back a little bit because I am trying to carry, but at this point, just waiting for them to make mistakes because my teammates, or because their team and our team just it doesn't seem to be the case where we're getting the upper hand usually. We're gonna need to defend this, so we're gonna have to try and blink in, do things like that. Probably should have blinked in there, honestly, because now I don't know how much we get to do here. Just gonna try and peel this guy, or try to kill this guy. Do have shell still, so I can do that. She's too fast, unfortunately. I'm gonna need defend here. That was a good back step, actually. We can fight this too because she has to back. Nice. Alright, I'll be right back. Maybe you can solo her, I doubt, or him, I doubt it. A lot of mistakes this game, but the general analysis of how you play should stay. Some of the things I've been doing, like if I say I'm making a misplay, don't do that. That's also a thing. Because we are later in the game. The dynamics of the late game is way different than early game, and you have to play more cautious. And if you do make one mistake, it can be the end in terms of not only your life, but the game, because the game's over. We were able to defend Phoenix. I should have blinked in a little bit sooner than I did. But we ended up doing it anyways. Disco is playing pretty well in terms of trying to peel herself, which is sort of making certain things hard. She's like juking well, but like at the same time, she's not positioning all that great, or at least she wasn't towards the beginning of the game. I should be able to get this for free, which means I do way more damage with red buff, power pot, and 3k power pot. My blink's up in 30, so I want to play off that, and I'm also paying attention to Bull Demon as well. I think this is a very decent fight I don't think it's the greatest fight, so I think we should just defend here. I still have my sentry up on me, so we can play off that. Wait till my blink gets up, and if I ever get a blink on the disco, that should be a kill. Okay, I'll take it. Still have blink here. Don't want to go in yet because that's very aggressive here. I'm just gonna wait until they make a misplay, and if they do or don't, that's up to them. Bull Demon's gonna be up. I do have Sentry Ward. Got to clear that wave, but we're definitely gonna need to try to defend this. I'm not entirely sure what that was. They definitely not doing that much damage to it yet. So the Alma is definitely out of position, so we can definitely kill her for free. And honestly, I'm down with taking that. I'm gonna try to sustain him, actually. Don't know where they're at. I actually did waste my shell there, but did not know where they were at. I can one-shot this disco. I'll take that damage. She's basically half hit. I'm half hit too, so we do want to retreat here, but I also want to make sure at the same time they're not doing Bull Demon. Vulcan might be a little bit fucked here. Just waiting for her to leave so I can actually get my put my sentry down there, but I can't yet. I'm gonna go back over there and ward it. He's actually overcapping percent pen now, but they did not have a ward over here, interestingly enough. Sobek is sort of out of position. Gonna backstep that. This is a chest type of game. Getting to the point where the next team fight sort of wins the game depending on who comes out on top. Who's still alive and stuff like that. But whenever Sobek or any of them are out of position is when we should really try to prioritize just killing them, as I think we have enough bursts now to where we can do that. Their Discordia has 30% pen, which makes it a little bit hard. I'm a little out of position because our Vulcan isn't here. Defend. Might need to help him. A little bit of lag there. Should be fine. I'll say, ooh, nice job. Something that I feel like you guys should have been doing to begin with, but... I do want to be careful because Ama can still solo our Vulcan. Bullyman might be a play that we might have to do because our Vulcan doesn't seem to be... I'll kill this guy. That or get tower here. One or the other. Did get Phoenix, so we should be pretty good. This is a little scary, but I think we can probably do it. Yeah, we can definitely win here. One thing that was really crucial that game was just playing as a team. All right, so here we are. Now that was a game. I think the main problem was that we were both double tank and we had two mages, them having a disco, us having a Vulcan, and being able to shred towers just isn't as good as it would be if you had an assassin / a hunter, as they're a lot easier, or they are able to take towers, and Phoenix is a lot easier than just having a double tank mage. We weren't prioritizing Bull Demon, and I was making a lot of misplays. Do keep in mind that a lot of the things that I did there, or I said there, all the things I said there are basically how you play, or how you should think of when you play a warrior. But a lot of the plays I made, some of them were misplays. I do think that I went in a little too hard than I should have that game, but I was trying to showcase how to carry, and up until the middle to end part of the game, we were basically snowballing them until I think we died once, because I was too aggressive. So there were a lot of mistakes that I made there, but at the same time, as a warrior, it's a lot harder to carry and make mistakes and not have it be detrimental to you, because warriors are in such a not great position. And it doesn't help that we're both double tank too. So I think that was the main issue. Him not getting Obshard until last item and selling it for something else was also a big issue, because I wasn't able to set up and do damage for him because he didn't have Obshard. He was getting one shot by Ama, which is just Ama things, but at the same time, if he would have Obshard a lot sooner, then that would have been different. My build is pretty decent. Selling Genjis for Pestilence after seeing how much fucking sustain Ama has, and even the Sobek, made it to where I wanted to get Pestilence online. Heartseeker was really good there because they had a lot of HP, as you can see. And then items like Flameforge is just super good on Horus and Runeforge Hammer is really good on Shiva and Horus. The upgraded one will depend on the god you have. Flameforge is really good on Shiva, but yeah, that's basically it. It was a very long game, so I'm not going to say too much here except reiterate what I was saying, which is very similar to a Guardian. As a warrior, your job is to apply that pressure, peel, set up, but most importantly, do the damage, as warriors are basically there for the damage, as their base damage is really good. At the same time, if you're solo queuing, going more damagey items is probably something you're going to want to do too, as you're not going to be able to do as much damage. It's a lot harder to carry as a tank, whether it's Guardian or Warrior, especially Warrior if you're going to go tank. So building that damage earlier, or building more damage, just generally speaking, within the build is going to make you carry more games. As you can see, 3 of my items there are actually damage items. You can count Warrior's Axe as one because of how much fucking power it has now. But Runeforge and Heartseeker, I built it later in the game. You could have argued I could have built it earlier, but with how much damage I was doing anyways, I didn't think it mattered too much that I built it a little bit later, seeing as we also had an Ares as well. But like I said, Warriors are in a very, very mid spot in my opinion. They're not very great, even though they got a recent buff. And so yeah, that's basically it. I did play pretty mid towards the middle and late game. I didn't really switch my mind to the dynamics of middle to late game. I did towards the end of that game, as you saw, I started to play more not W key ish. But my mindset was stuck on trying to get in there, get that damage off, set up for my teams, which is what you should really be doing. Just dialing it back a little bit if you guys are more on an even playing field, is what you're going to want to do. Especially if they have a Sobek and an Ama that just keeps CCing you to death with Disco in the back, just doing whatever Disco likes to do. But that's it. This will probably be this will be my last play-by-play for classes, which is your warrior. And as you can see, I did this last because of how much harder it is to carry as a warrior, which I'd suggest at this time you try not to do unless you're just like a fucking beast with one of them and can carry all games, which the warriors that I play are just not that right now. So yeah, I think that's all I have for you. I'm going to be doing more play-by-plays for like each god after I do like rank Joust A to Z, which a lot of you have been wanting to see, so I will do that in the near future. But I do plan on doing more play-by-plays, maybe on meta gods, or if you guys have any suggestions of gods you want to see a play-by-play, I'm more than welcome to do that. So if you have any comments, feedback, or anything of that nature, let me know in the comment section down below. Any tips or tricks would be helpful too, as well, for the people who are watching this video, or even for me, as I know I can always improve. Every single player can improve on something. So but that's all I have for you. So again, this will be my last one for the classes. This should be in the playlist down below if you want to watch all of them. I have all of the classes here with this video. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching.